Hi everyone, my name is Faruk from the Revpanda team. Welcome to the Revpanda webinar about conversion strategies for SEO affiliates today. It is Valentine's Day and let's show some love to your website's SEO. In today's webinar, I'm joined by the co-founder and the chief business officer of Revpanda. Welcome to the show, Barb.
Hello, Faruk. Great to be here.
Barb, I think we have some exciting news from London. Can you tell us more about it? What happened?
Yeah, actually, 2024 started as intended, and despite the fact that I had a little hiccup and couldn't be in London, glad that our team was there, and we managed to get the IGB Best Agency of the Year, Best Digital Agency of the Year award from IGB. And as you can see here, the little one joining the family in the meeting room where we have all the collection of the awards. And hopefully this is the first one of many for this year. And glad that we received it, and looking forward to the next ones.
That's great. Fantastic. Thank you for sharing the great news with us. So today we will be also just to celebrate it with you. Today we are going to um, provide an SEO optimized content piece for one of the viewers here on the webinar. And before we get started, I would like to do a little bit of housekeeping. I would like to have this webinar around 30 minutes. Today we will have a unique format. Obviously, it will be like a kind of a fireside chat. I will be asking some of my questions and also the questions we got from the social media channels during our webinar promotion. And Barb will show us some real-life examples, case studies, and actionable insights. And also for those that we haven't had our paths crossed, please allow me to introduce Revpanda and what we do. Revpanda is a digital marketing agency providing a variety of services and tools to some of the top brands globally. Majority of our clients are coming from the iGaming space. We work with iGaming operators, affiliate marketing companies serving in this niche, and also many B2B providers, again, in the iGaming industry. Some of our most popular services include SEO, link building, content services, translations or localization efforts, and payment method testing. You can also check Revpanda platform to streamline your digital marketing, and you can navigate through our service that I mentioned. Here you can find the link building tool where there are more than 30,000 websites that you can get backlinks from. You can directly order your content from the Revpanda platform. The content is written by our in-house native experts in 70 plus languages. Moreover, we have got payment method testing. This is one of the hottest products of the year. You can test your user flows. It could be your payment method testing, acquisition flows, or retention flows. We have got local people with local internet connection, local credit card, bank account. They can run all the efforts for you as a local user. Finally, we released a new tool called Block Monitor. You can check the tool and see if your domain is accessible in variable countries across the globe. And whenever there's a kind of an issue with accessibility of your domain, you will get notification in 5 minutes time. And before we get started, I'd like to thank to our marketing automation partner, GetResponse, for bringing this webinar to you today. Barb, can you tell us more about your experience in iGaming, especially in SEO affiliate marketing and overall digital marketing?
Yeah, with pleasure. Actually, at Revpanda, as you know, we are a 360 SEO agency. That's one of the main keywords that we use for placing ourselves in the market. And 360 SEO agency means that we design, develop, and build websites from scratch in accordance with the SEO guidelines that we have, which are the best practices that are applied on the highest standards today. And throughout our years in Revpanda, we have had a chance to both build and run websites on behalf of our clients in order for them to achieve their results, meaning that generating FTDs, generating traffic, and collecting niche audience to their website and monetizing their traffic, basically. So far, we have conducted this basically all over the globe, from Thailand to USA. We have built websites for affiliates, so we are quite confident that we are a go-to solution and service provider for this sense.
I see. Thank you, Barb. Maybe we can just get started with the conversion. I believe everyone in the show are looking forward to it. Personally, conversion always seems to me a little later in the to-do list because first, I think it is crucial to get traffic. In other words, bringing visitors to the website. Only after that, conversion would matter. Probably many marketers also think that way. What are the pillars of a successful website for you, and what are the key steps to take it?
Actually, that's a great point, Faruk. Conversion, yes, it is in the end what we are working for when building a website. We want the FTDs. However, if we do not have enough visitors coming to our website, and if our website is 100% optimized for conversion, that means we will have very low number of FTDs generated. So how we would approach it is have a more holistic look to the website, meaning that we should align on targets and the goals that the website is generating. Only after that, conversion matters. So what I can say is we can divide it in basically three pillars. One is SEO, obviously, generating the traffic to the website, bringing users on a daily basis as high as possible, and with an ongoing effort to increase the number of visitors that we are having. The second one would be the product itself, which is optimizing the website for a better user experience, in order to generate more FTDs, and obviously having more like a recurring revenue for the website. And the third one would be the content itself. Well, we will mention it a bit later on, but what we have on our mind when we are creating content is using it more broadly, not only for text, not only for some headings and like HTML text for Google bots to read, but more of a satisfying the user need and providing them with a better experience throughout the page. So in the end, it is indispensable, and we believe good content can provide them actually both SEO contribution and both conversion contribution. And actually, just to show it a bit more clearly, that's why we picked the giveaway for the SEO content.
Absolutely. I think our viewers will really like it. So excited for the giveaway at the end of the webinar. We'll be announcing it. Thank you, Barb. Considering all these you mentioned, where do you see the importance of the conversion rate optimization for today's iGaming SEO affiliates?
Well, actually, it is more related to traffic still, but what I wanted to mention is to be more precise. Today, it's really challenging to be an iGaming affiliate. There are a few reasons. Actually, in the next slide, we have mentioned them for quickly. Overall, the market is expanding through new regions. As you know, in the US, every state, not every state, but new states are joining the train and legalizing online gambling, for instance. Right. The same happens with the European countries, and even like it's a discussion in Middle East, meaning that there will be more demand and there will be more affiliates popping up in those markets and try to dominate those industries. So this creates a challenge to basically, first of all, invest more in terms of time and money and effort, obviously. And secondly, creating more competition for the affiliates to generate traffic. And the other thing is I wanted to mention is the regulations. So during COVID times, like 3 years ago, for instance, in Germany there was a specific law that has been passed, that was passed, which is limiting the players to depositing some certain amount, not allowing them to use auto spins, not allowing them to use or spin more than, I don't know, €2, €5, etc. Meaning that it decreases the overall player value, and therefore you need more players to play instead of one player depositing thousands of euros and just saving yourself for the month. That's why it is quite critical to optimize the website and get the best potential outcome from your traffic these days. Actually, we have a case study that we can show for this one. Yeah, as you can see, these are keywords for the UK mainly, because UK is one of the oldest markets. It is way more established than others. So you can see that the search engine result pages are dominated by very, very high authority websites. And in the top results, you see like websites like The Independent, The Telegraph, and The Sun. Or from the iGaming point of view, we only have gambling.com here on the left one. But the thing is, these are extremely high authority websites, meaning that you cannot, you would pay thousands of euros to get one backlink from those websites. And they are building their subfolders for the iGaming niche, which basically doesn't allow us to rank for these money keywords that easily anymore, and pushes us towards monetizing the traffic that we are receiving from whenever possible and wherever possible.
Well, interesting part, because when you talk about it, it seems very easy to me. But as you know, every day we are talking to iGaming professionals, and they also put a lot of effort to get the conversion done, and they want to convert the visitors. And along the way, there are a lot of mistakes also can happen. And I wonder, why do you think those mistakes are happening? And also, what are the most common mistakes that you see at the SEO affiliates websites when it comes to the conversion?
Well, indeed, it is actually quite, I wouldn't like to say easy, but it is easier than thought most of the times.
Oh.
Because it has its own challenge, and there are various things to consider while trying to convert players. However, the basic mistakes that we can highlight are basically optimizing content mainly for SEO, not for the users, and therefore not building a niche audience that are basically becoming your community. Meaning that you over-optimize content for SEO is like stuffing with too much keywords, more like focusing on just generating specific guidelines for SEO and not having a tailored approach for those particular pages, and therefore not converting. The second thing that we observed was people are not monitoring their listings. They just have a top list for the pages and expect some revenues to be generated through those listings. What we would recommend for this is basically reviewing the performance for their listings and just making some experiments with them and seeing how it works. The third thing is not analyzing the traffic sources perfectly. Meaning that just not looking to the keywords that they're ranking for, but also like not reviewing the devices, countries, the trends their players are having and those markets are having. And the last thing we had was, as I said, most of the money keywords are dominated by the high authority websites. However, we can still rank for the niche keywords with not so many keywords, let's say, but we can still monetize those traffic as well, and we can still optimize our websites for those as well. In the end, we have a case study for that, and we will be going more deeply for that one.
Sounds great. Barb, all right. In the end, overall, the traffic really matters. But when there are no FTDs happening, it doesn't mean anything to any business owners. So, what would be your suggestion for those iGaming SEO affiliates who has traffic is coming in, but not so good conversions?
This is actually, this comes to the very basic stuff, as I said. For many, as many SEOs are familiar with the term search intent, it's the actually what makes content king. And in the end, search intent matters the most because we want to give the users what they are looking for, and that therefore bring them to our website through Google. Actually, also many of you are familiar. Google, there is one specific Google guideline that is called EEAT, which is also correlating to search intent and optimizing yourself for search intent, meaning that you are showing the expertise, you show the experience, you display you gain the authority, and therefore you have the trustworthiness among the topic that you are writing for, which is the most critical element for review websites. And most iGaming affiliates are review websites, actually. When you are writing for a new online casinos keywords or best bookmakers in the UK, you are actually writing a review of the current status of that keyword in that particular region or globally, and trying to bring niche users to that and gain their trust so that they can basically convert to an FTD and become a loyal user of your website. And in the next slides, Faruk,
Sure.
we have highlighted on the high level as well. Before that, we'd like to show the one example of lacking of major CRO elements. In our previous webinar, our Chief Growth Officer, Chema, also has highlighted this. So for instance, this page is ranking perfectly for its niche keyword, and it's not actually having any funneling or any monetization tactics to benefit from the page ranking. Meanwhile, in the second example, we have a similar keyword where it's not similar keyword, but a similar page where we can have the basically conversion elements and navigating users to convert.
On this example, right? Okay.
Yes, exactly. As you can see, we have the banner. Despite the fact that it's not exactly money keyword, we are still trying to monetize the traffic that we are receiving and navigating users to the respective pages where we can monetize better. Yeah. So if we can go further,
Sure.
Faruk. As I said, these search intent and EEAT are the essentials for the conversion as well, not only for SEO. That's what we believe here, and we are looking for generating the most useful resource for the for the searches throughout the globe. And this can happen with only a holistic approach, meaning that all your teams are aligned. Let's say your product team usually busy with developers and design, and your SEO team is mainly busy with generating traffic, and your content team is usually busy with producing the content that ranks well. But in the end, they all must come together and target the same thing, which is helping players to find a suitable place to place their wagers. If we can go further, Faruk. Another thing we can basically mention is analyzing the traffic resources. So initially we discussed that we are not analyzing the traffic sources perfectly. So this is actually quite simple process. What we have to do is going through the search console, checking the traffic we are getting from the keywords, checking the countries, and checking the devices our users are basically mostly using, so that optimizing accordingly.
So in this case, Barb, it must be really crucial doing constant tests and putting yourself in the shoes of a local user, and you can test your FTDs and any kind of other flows that you mentioned earlier, like registration flows or the acquisition retention flows, for instance. So I believe that plays a really key role over here.
Exactly. In the end, unfortunately, it's not a solid science where we can apply chemistry and expect wonders. Because 10 years ago, it was just a simple website with one CTA, inline CTA, and it was doing everything necessary. But these days, nobody relies on those sites, and you have to have more modern look, more optimized websites to industry trends that we are having today, and catching up with the global trends. Like, there's TikTok as well for affiliates, where many affiliates are monetizing. There are social media, and there are various funnels, and you have to be in a constant loop and optimize your website for those. And if we can go further, we also have a very basic checklist and to-dos for the analyzing the conversion. So again, we can see the pages with the highest outbound clicks for those affiliate links. Overall, you can just set up your Google Analytics accordingly. Also, you can, if you have like a collaboration with some big affiliate networks where you can track those performances on your behalf, where they can provide those on your behalf, you can basically check some brands, let's say, how they are performing for your top pages. What are their click to registration rate? What are their registration to FTD rate? And make some experiments. The problem here is usually affiliates get flat fee for placing a brand on the number one position. Indeed, it's lucrative. Indeed, it's generating cash for the business. But if the brand is not performing well, if the players that you are getting from some countries cannot exactly register or deposit, you're actually not making any profit. So there you have to analyze how the brands are performing, how they are generating the conversion or not, and then maybe replace those brands time to time and see how they are working. And the last thing I would recommend is generating some FTDs on yourself, by yourself, while reviewing the website. This can happen various ways. In case you are, let's say, local UK resident and you are writing a review for the UK users, well, you can go yourself and try to make a deposit to that particular brand. Or if you are targeting, let's say, a niche country such as Greece, and you want to test if that brand is performing well because it has too much clicks generated but no registration, or it has too much registration but no FTD, then you can consult FTD testing, which we also provide as well for some affiliates, and see if those brands are working well. And moreover, if the affiliate platforms are reporting those.
Absolutely, Barb. I just want to make an addition here. So you were talking about auditing the top pages for the conversions. And we often see that companies, they do really great job when it comes to do the conversion rate for their international pages or English pages. But when they go to some niche markets you just mentioned a couple of minutes ago, they have the localization issues. So they can't really convey the message in a culturally appropriate way, or the way that the local people could understand in that particular country. So we know this, for instance, like Portugal and Brazilian Portugal websites. So it just changes, the language changes over there, and also Spanish and the Latam Spanish. So can you touch base on this a little bit? I know that you're personally very much into localization as well.
Yeah, actually, yeah, that's quite right. My background was on that particularly, and what I can say is, while going to the local markets, again, people look for just doing the localization of the content, the text itself. And this can even go further with the design and overall experience of the website. So yes, for those markets you mentioned, especially like where you have nuances between the local dialects, you may lose the players so easily because they understand that you are not a local user, you are not writing from the local user point of view, and you are not reliable basically, which is basically not complying with the trustworthiness part of the EAT. On the other hand, like I said, design is critical for that as well. So, for instance, if today, if you go to Japanese websites and any Southeast Asian website, you will not see any fancy widget. You will not see any like modern Western look. Instead, you see more old schoolish design with more flashy graphics around. So this has to be analyzed very well and taken into consideration.
I see. And also, Barb, what I see in the industry, talking to a lot of our gaming professionals and our clients, um, the marketing teams, product teams, they are not right now only checking or testing their own user flows, but also they are going to the market and they check the top players in the market, and they apply some tests for the competitors as well to see how they are doing. And
Yeah.
this actually supports what you were saying at the beginning. Right now, in our gaming, competition is fierce, and you got to make sure that you're covering everything and there's no stones unturned, as you like to say very often.
Yeah, that's correct. You have to take a look at take a very deep look and analyze the market from scratch. And sometimes you have to go old school. Sometimes you have to be very modern. Of course, budget is also a concern here. So it's 100% up to various aspects that we have for conversion. And overall, like I said, it's understanding the intent that the users have and complying with the overall EAT guidelines for the conversion as well, while applying these practices for the maximization of the traffic that we have for conversion.
Mm-hmm. Thank you, Barb. So I know that you have done a lot of preparations and you want to show us some case studies, some real life examples, especially from our gaming affiliate websites. Maybe I will just go to the next slides that you provided and you can tell us more about what's going on.
Yes, actually, this is a great example that traffic matters, yes, but not all the time case. So basically, as we can see from the search console of the two different products here, the one above is casino affiliate, which targets the Middle East, and the one below is basically betting affiliate that targets Norway. So as you can see, it doubles the traffic. The one above has the double of the traffic of the one below. However, what we have is in the conversion sense, the latter one basically has a triple conversion of the first one. Well, that's quite interesting for us because usually you expect traffic to convert, but as I said, there are various aspects. So here we identified three key metrics. Basically, the country matters a lot here. While you are targeting Middle East, you should consider that it's a black market, and you are not going to be able to generate as many FTDs as possible as you can in a regulated market. And second thing is your brands, the brands you are listing actually not that convertible for the players. They are generating FTDs and they are trying to generate some FTDs, but they cannot convert the players, and you are not seeing the FTDs in your balance sheet in the end. And actually, for the Arabic website, we conducted some FTD testing, and I can say that like 50% of the brands there were not properly converting the users, and most of the conventional payment methods were not available, and only some e-wallets and crypto was available. Meanwhile, for the Norwegian website, basically it was quite feasible and it was quite straightforward to convert, and with some minor changes of the website, the conversions were skyrocketing. And the last thing I wanted to mention is obviously keywords you are ranking for is the most critical one. And here, while we have doubled of the traffic in the Arabic website, most of the keywords were informationally intended, which means players were looking for some things like best blackjack strategy, which is a learning process, and you have to funnel it a bit more clearly than you have to do for other keywords like best blackjack sites. On the other hand, for the Norwegian affiliate, we were targeting bookmakers. We were getting traffic from bookmakers keyword, bookmakers in Norway keyword, etc. Meaning that we were quite. It was quite an easy task to convert those visitors.
I see. I think there must be some other ones, so I will move forward.
Okay. Yes, please.
All right. And we have got right now the conversion rate optimization case studies. So here is an example from Batback.
Yes. Actually, Batback is a very long project that we have been working on for a very long time. Initially, as you can see, we have a web page here where we have more informational content, basically serving for the informational intent. But this page itself was one of the best pages that was in terms of generating traffic. And as you can see, there is no conversion element, and there is no funneling properly, and it was only generating some users, but the users were bouncing back or just leaving the website that we have. This screenshot is from 2 years ago, as far as I remember. Mm-hmm. And once we noticed this, we have done some optimization and bring it to the later stage in the second slide we have.
Sure, I'm moving here. All right.
Yeah. As you can see here, we have updated the web page in various ways. First of all, we analyze the device that the users are using for this particular page. And accordingly, we have updated the design and content aligning with the goal we have here. So this way, our users basically, once they land to our website, they will be able to have various CTAs that can lead them to the different brands, so that we have a higher chance to generate FTDs and more registrations. And on the other hand, we have used some funnelings here. As you can see, we have a keyword internal link best sports books, which helps players to navigate through content from this informational intent to commercial intent, so that we will have more chances to generate FTDs over there. And last but not least, as you can see, that they are the same page in these examples, but the brands listed are different, meaning that we employed geo-targeting for the website so that in case a player comes from Germany, they will see optimized listing, optimized banners for themselves so that we will be able to convert the users. And in case the same happens, in case the player lands from maybe some African country or any other country, basically. And last but not least, we have one inline CTA in the end of the first paragraph, as you can see. There, we are simply generating we are creating another funnel where we can generate more FTDs. And overall, applying this practice, I can tell you that previously it was like 0 to 10 clicks per month, maybe. But now this page generates hundreds of clicks that are becoming a lead for most of the betting providers, actually.
Absolutely, Barb. It looks like a great job to me. And also, I
Thank
see
you.
that it is mobile device optimized. So that's actually the way to go nowadays. Many players are going mobile, and it is important to make it optimized for the mobile devices. Barb, thank you so much for all the content, the very rich and valuable content that you provided us today. I'm sure our viewers have at least one thing to take away from the whole presentation that you have done and apply it right away today, this afternoon, with their marketing team. I believe it is the time to announce the winner of the SEO optimized content. So I would like to go ahead and check with my team. So who is the lucky person after the draw? And the winner is Eva. Eva, congratulations. You won 2,000 words of SEO optimized content from Revpanda's expert team. We'll be reaching out to you right after the webinar, and we'll let you know about the next steps. So we are a little bit over our time, but Barb, if you have a couple of more minutes, I would like to ask some of the questions that our audience directed to us. Can we go ahead? Yeah.
Yes, please.
Sure.
I'm all ears.
All right. So the first question I got is, which one is easier for conversion rate optimization, a casino or betting affiliate website? So that's what we got.
Actually, personally, I'd pick casino because it is more evergreen than sports betting, and sports betting affiliates require a specific community overall in case they are not ranking for the top money keywords that there are. Meaning that you have to be in constant effort and constantly creating content, having maybe too many APIs on your website, having Telegram channels, being active on social media, and regularly sharing tips and tricks, and maybe even some bet slips with your community. And this requires a lot of work to be done, honestly, on a constant basis, and it may block you to improve your existing website, but you can get the conversion from another hand. On the other hand, casino websites are more evergreen, as I said, and you can build the community in the later stage once you have set everything correctly, and you can basically work on more optimization of the website. So that's why I would pick personally casino websites. And the last thing is the overall player value for casino is, based on my experience, higher than bookmakers. So while you can generate hundreds of FTDs, for casino, just 2 high rollers can compensate that difference.
I see. I will switch to our second question right now. So one of our viewers wrote, we are an SEO affiliate website. We see some good traffic, but we don't really see the conversion is coming. How can Revpanda help us?
Well, for that, basically, we can begin with a conversion audit for the website. We can analyze the traffic sources and other things that we have mentioned throughout the webinar. That could be checking the devices, keywords, countries, checking the brands that you are listing on your page, checking the available design of your page, and suggesting some improvements. And we can begin with those. And for the later stage, we can have more appropriate plan to be applied for your website.
Thank you, Barb. And our last question is, what would be your recommendation for a newbie SEO affiliate who wants to have a well-optimized conversion rate?
Well, in the beginning, we said traffic comes first, obviously. And of course, traffic has a price these days, and this is mostly depending on your budget and your target countries in your mind. In case you don't have a target country, I would recommend picking a niche country that you have on your mind that you know well, and targeting those targeting players from that country. And the second thing would be basically making sure that you are going to regulated or like a gray hat market, so that you won't have any problem with the brands and the payments for those FTD generations. And of course, like I said, dominated by the newspapers and high authority websites, search being dominated by them. I can say that targeting niche keywords is the best for the basically affiliates who are looking for investing minimal, or let's say staying a bit more conservative, because in this game there are very, very big players for the big markets. So joining them will not help you to get the desired result in the end.
I see. Thank you, Barb. This question marks the end of today's webinar. Before we call it a day, I would like to invite all our viewers for an in-person conversation, as we are heading to Dubai for Sigma Eurasia and Affiliate World Conferences. Our team will be there, and you can have the chance to ask your questions directly to us, and we can talk about your digital marketing in person. Everyone, thank you for joining us. You can reach out to Revpanda via email or on our freshly revamped website. Please follow us on our social media channels as well, and get the latest news and the latest updates from us. Thank you, Barb, for joining and providing such rich and valuable content. And have a good day, everybody.
Thank you very much, Faruk. Have a good day, everyone.